A special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports. It's time for Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR. Pierre Governor Baseball is brought to you by Bank West, B&B Equipment, the Association of South Dakota Weed and Pest, and Fisher Rounds and Associates.
There's a fly ball out to left field. Going back on it deep is Rue. He's going to turn and watch it sail over for a home run. And Andy Gordon, his first home run of the season, first home run of his career.
And by Sioux Nation, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, Overhead Door Company, Service Master, and All Around Graphics.
The 2-1 pitch. Stout out towards right field. Did he get enough of it? Is it going to go? And walk off. Grand slam for Garrett Stout.
Here, Governor Baseball is also brought to you by Nystrom Electric, Wagner Auto, Agtegra, AirTech, Pierre Sports Center, Comtech, and Rising Hope Counseling.
3-2 pitch. There's a line drive. Iverson going over for it. Dives, makes the catch. Iverson saves at least 2 runs, and we remain scoreless through 3.5.
And by Avera, Dakota Sprinkler, Ferding Electric, Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, Gales Gas, First Dakota National Bank, and Lamb Motor.
We'll take off for a second. Dean out towards right field. That one is going to get out for Bennett Dean. 5 runs driven in.
Here, Governor Baseball is also brought to you by Oahe Federal Credit Union, Olson Plumbing, Todd's Electric, Kruger Contracting, Midwest Cooperative, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, and Shane's Pharmacy. And now let's go to the booth for the call of today's game with KCCR Sports Director John Winkler.
And back again at beautiful Hyatt Stadium as we are set for the final games of the regular season as the Pierre Governors take on Sioux Falls Lincoln. And the again, final 2 games of the regular season, and the Govs have worked their way all the way up to number 3 in the Class A standings. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean. And Greg, is pretty simple. You win 2 games, and you probably don't change where you're sitting at, or at least you won't go down from where you're sitting at. It's that simple. Win out here today, and you will be hosting a region round next Saturday.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing. Right now, we talked about it coming into the weekend that the Governors really needed to win at least 2, and then anything beyond that is gravy. And right now they've moved up a place in the standings overnight from 4th to 3rd, and if they can come out of here with a split or preferably a sweep, they certainly should solidify their place at least into 3rd, maybe even bump up a spot to 2nd, and who knows, if things break right, maybe they could even steal the number 1 spot. You never know.
That number 1 seed gets a bye in the first round. There are only 15 teams in Class A this year, so that is an opportunity for this Pierre Governor squad to do here today is win these 2 games against Sioux Falls Lincoln, and we're going to see McGuire Rask on the mound in Game 1. We love to see every time he gets on the mound. We want to see him do well, but we love to see the fact that he gets a chance to be on the mound.
Yeah, and the Governors are going to hand the ball to the young man who probably has the most experience, lots of experience not only on the baseball field but just in big games. And right now there is no bigger game than Game 1 of this doubleheader. And so he makes a logical choice in terms of who you put out on the mound, even though he doesn't have a lot of innings. I think he's only got about 2 innings so far this year, if that, under his belt. So actually an inning and a third so far on the year for McGuire Raske. But again, you want to put the ball in the hands of the guy who's been there before.
This Lincoln team, they're the number 1 team in the state right now. They have been 1-2 almost in the entire year for Class A baseball, and they're a good baseball club. They're going to be coming here looking for 2 big wins at Hyde Stadium.
And I think the scouting report on Lincoln is that they like to run a lot, and so what I think we'll see out of out of the Governor pitching staff today is I think we'll see a lot of left-handers come out of the bullpen trying to control that running game. So I think that's why we'll see Rasky as the starter, and then we'll probably see the other 3 left-handers coming out of the bullpen in all likelihood. We don't know that for sure, but it wouldn't be a surprise if we see Jackson Edmond and Elliott Life and Jet Zabel throwing today as well.
It could be Lefty Palooza here at Hyde Stadium this afternoon as we are getting set for a doubleheader between the Pierre Governors and the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots, as we will have that game for you coming up here in a couple of minutes. We'll step aside for 3 minutes. We'll be back with more of the pregame show. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball. Today is KCCR and today is KCCR.com.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Bank West Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put Bank West Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Ah, this is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscape backyard. You know, I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
The Association of South Dakota County Weed and Pest Boards reminds all landowners and managers to look for and control noxious weeds this spring and summer. The receding water levels have provided new areas for noxious weeds to establish. Infestations that are found and treated early reduce the cost of control. For help identifying and controlling noxious weeds, call your county weed and pest supervisor or the South Dakota Department of Agriculture. Remember, good neighbors control noxious weeds.
As we welcome you back, as we are set for baseball here this afternoon, you're listening to KCCR Pierre, your Riverfront Broadcasting Station, as it is the Pierre Governors taking on the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots here in Game 1 of this doubleheader, as the Govs will be looking for those 2 wins, now 18-4 on the season. Potentially, if they get these 2 wins, they will be at 20 wins on the season, on the regular season. With only 4 wins then left to go to win a state championship. Those will be the 4 hardest wins of the season. The starting lineups, first for the Lincoln Patriots, will be Grant Graber leading things off, playing second base. Ryan Hammerstein, the center fielder, will bat second. It'll be Chase Houselog, the shortstop, batting third. Peyton Hughes, the right fielder, will bat fourth. Jackson Bowe, the first baseman, batting fifth. Nick Lousberry, the pitcher, batting sixth. Ty Schaefer, the third baseman, will bat seventh. Dalton Garbers, the left fielder, batting eighth. And Ethan Barron, the catcher, will bat ninth here for the Lincoln Patriots. On the mound is McGuire Rasky. He is making his 3rd appearance on the season. He's thrown an inning and a third so far, as Greg alluded to before our first break. He's given up 3 runs, 2 of those earned, 6 walks, 4 strikeouts. An ERA is at 10.5, but that will quickly go down with a couple zeros here in this ball game. His whip is at 4.5, and again, another one that will go down quite quickly if he has a solid first, even just 2 innings. All of a sudden, that ERA completely dips down.
Yeah, absolutely, and I wouldn't pay a lot of attention to the ERA and the whip numbers. You know, it's just such a small sample size for Rasky, as this is just his 3rd appearance on the year.
First pitch from McGuire Rasky to Greg Graber is outside for ball 1 as we are underway here this afternoon. Beautiful afternoon at 1:02 as the Governors taking on the Lincoln Patriots. For 1-0 pitch is outside, and it's now 2-0.
74 degrees at first pitch with some scattered clouds in the area.
2-0 pitch to Graber. That one's outside, and it's now 3-0. All 3 have missed outside from McGuire Rasky, trying to find that release point here in this first at-bat against Graber.
Governors in their dark gray uniforms, gray and green with the green sleeves. Gray and green caps for Sioux Falls Lincoln, powder blue tops with red numbers, white pants, red socks, and red caps today for the Patriots.
A 4-pitch walk to Grant Graber. That'll bring up Ryan Hammerstrom, Hammerstrom batting .393 so far in the season. This Lincoln Patriot team is a good one. They've been, again, at the top seed, top 1-2 teams the entire season. First pitch will come inside to Hammerstrom, and it's taken for ball 1.
Hammerstrom on the year hitting .393 out of the number 2 hole. 33 hits and 84 at-bats, leads the team with 32 runs scored and 18 walks on the year.
Pick off over at first base and back in safely is the leadoff hitter, Grant Graber, who, again, 4-pitch walk to Graber. It's a 1-0 count here to Hammerstrom. Love to see Rasky find that strike zone here. As Trillin bunt pulls it back, and it's taken now high, and it's 2-0 as Rasky has missed on his first 6 pitches. And again, McGuire Rasky has thrown an inning and third in the last now almost calendar full year. He threw last June. That was the last time he had thrown before this season. So still trying to work off the rust, as that one will come in and hits the runner Hammerstrom, and there's now first and second here with nobody out. And the first 7 pitches have missed, and Ryan Kruger is going to, Dirk Campbell is going to make his way out there. Elliott Life is already warming up in the bullpen. And let's see if Coach Campbell will try and slow things down a little bit here for McGuire Rasky, who seems to be pretty frustrated so far in the first two batters.
Yeah, and again, you don't know whether it's just rust or whether he's just a little tentative out there yet because of the fact that he just doesn't have the work, and so we'll see how the Governors want to play this. Again, the depth of arms really comes into play right here, and so we'll see how things play out right here, and it looks like we are going to get a pitching change.
So Elliott Life is going to be coming on here to pitch for the Pierre Governors. Let's see if McGuire Rasky will move out in the field or if Elliott Life will just come into the ball game. So we will step aside for a minute. We'll come back and we'll have the changes for you. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Service Master of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give Service Master a call at 224-9919. Service Master. The clean you expect, the service you deserve. Service Master, 224-9919.
As we welcome you back here, top of the first inning, runners at first and second with nobody out. It will be now Elliott Life on the mound here for the Pierre Governors after Rasky goes to just those two batters. And it will be Rasky to go to center field. Mayer will move from center to left. We haven't gotten to the defense positioning yet, so Spencer Lettler is coming out of the lineup already. And so it'll be Lettler that is the one that is relieved from the ball game, and Elliott Life will take his spot in the lineup as McGuire Rasky was going to be in the batting order. So it is now up to Elliott Life to try and work around the first two guys being on base, and not one that you're accustomed to do when you come in the ball game at the top of the first. Usually you're thinking, coming in the top of the first, it's the start of the baseball game, but you got first and second here, and you got to face the number 3 hitter with nobody out.
Yeah, and we saw Elliott Life throw down in Sioux Falls against Yankton a couple of weeks ago, and really was kind of a hallmark performance for Elliott, and so I think that really gave him a big boost of confidence. We'll see if he's able to come back and replicate that appearance today.
First pitch is over for strike one for Elliott Life as he comes in throwing 8 2/3 innings. He picked up a win. That was again in Sioux Falls a couple weekends ago, the 1st of May. There's a line drive that's going to be fouled down the first baseline, and it's quickly 0-2 as Chase Houselog was well behind that fastball from Elliott Life. So as Houselog, he comes to the plate. He is hitting .407 on the season with a home run and 23 runs driven in. The 0-2 pitch is upstairs, and it's now 1-2.
Yeah, and so a big spot right here. I mean, early in the game, you'd have to, you hate to say that this is a big at bat with nobody out in the top of the first, but it is a big at bat.
1-2 pitch. There's a ground ball to the left side. Keenos will field. He only plays the first on the run, the low throw, and they've got him out at first base. That's a big first out. Both runners will move up 90 feet. Well, there is one down here at the top of the first inning, and they'll bring up the number 4 hitter in Dayton Hughes.
Yeah, a nice play by Keenholz coming in, had to charge the ball, just glove the ball with one hand and make an off-balance throw on the run, and then a nice dig by Dean over at first base to pick it off the ground, and they were able to get Houselog by half a step. So even though Houselog had showed bunt early on in that at bat, the ground out basically does the same thing, moves the runners up, and the Govs get an out.
Infield is drawn in all the way around here with one down in the top of the first. The 0-1 pitch to Hughes. That one will catch the strike zone. Is now 0-2. Peyton Hughes, he comes in hitting .372. He's got 29 runs driven in. He's hit a bomb as well. One of five different bombs that have been hit by this Lincoln Patriot team. 0-2 pitch is upstairs and outside, and is now 1-2.
And with the infield drawn in, nobody's holding Hammerstrom at second base, and so he's getting a real big primary lead and a big secondary lead. So any base hit is going to probably allow him to score.
1-2 pitch is taken for strike 3, and there's now 2 away. And a big at-bat coming with Jackson Bowe with 2 down as Elliott Life's trying to work out of this first inning jam. And it's the lefty first baseman Jackson Bowe, the number 5 hitter. As Elliott Life will work from the windup, and the first pitch to Jackson Bowe. Comes inside. Oh, it hit him. It hit Bowe on the first pitch, so now the bases are loaded, which only had 1 pitch to get him on base, so you had that open base anyway. And now a ground out or a ground ball can get you out of this inning on any force out with the pitcher, Nick Lounsbury, to come to the plate.
Yeah, and not necessarily the worst thing on the HBP for the Governors. I mean, now you load the bases, you got forces all around, so just got to get a ground ball and get out of here on the closest base.
There's a ground ball to the right side. Wiebe bobbles it. We can't pick it up in time. The throw is going to get wild. Another run's going to come in to score. Try to make that quick throw, so both runners will move up 90 feet. Another run comes in to score. So the air is a costly one here for the Governors as it's a 2-0 lead for Sioux Falls Lincoln. And a mistake by a sophomore that at the point where probably should have just held on to it. But, again, you try to make that quick play to try and still get that force out.
Yeah, and again, I think you're right, John. What should have done is just hold on, just understand that one error is not going to kill you, but then you try to make up for it and you exacerbate the error on the second play, and so Lincoln shoots out to a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first.
0-1 pitch is taken for strike 2 to Ty Schaefer, the third baseman. It is Jake Mayer in left, McGuire Rasky in center now, Brecken Kruger in right, Matt Hansen at third, Lingaquino's at short, Wiebe at second, Dean at first. Gordon's behind the plate. The 0-2 pitch from Elliott Life is upstairs, and it's now 1-2.
Yeah, and that's an unfortunate play for the Governors because that was almost a tailor-made ground ball that Wiebe just took his eye off at the last second, and
as there's a ground ball to the right side again for Wiebe, he'll field that one. The throw to first is in time, so the damage is minimal, but the Patriots still score here early on in the ball game. 2-run score without a hit, an error in the inning, and 2 men left on base. After half inning, Pierre is trailing Lincoln 2-0 as they come to the plate for the first time. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR, today's KCCR.com.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner. They'll answer your questions, and they'll even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy is the pharmacy you know and trust. That number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre. Proud to support high school athletics.
Comtech in Pierre invites you to come out and check out their expansive showroom. It's filled with everything you need to thrive in today's technology-dependent world and a knowledgeable staff to guide you through. Comtech has TVs, computers, personal electronics to commercial electronics, anything to fit your technology needs. The experienced professionals at Comtech can guide you through any questions you may have. Whether you struggle with technology or live for it, Comtech can help you find exactly what you're looking for. Comtech will even install and service what they sell, so you don't have to worry once you get your products home. Comtech, located at 1601 North Lowell Avenue behind Walmart. Check them out online at ComtechPlus.com.
As we welcome you back here to Heights Stadium as we are in the bottom of the first inning. Governors trail 2-0. John Michler here alongside Greg Dean as we go to the starting line for the Pierre Governors is Lincoln Keenels leading off playing shortstop. McGuire Rasky, the pitcher, now the center fielder, batting second. Andy Gordon will bat third, catching. Bennett Dean's the first baseman batting fourth. Jake Mayer is now in left field batting fifth. Jade Wiebe batting sixth. Elliott Life is the pitcher now and batting seventh. Was Spencer Lettler that was supposed to be in that spot, but Elliott Life will now bat seventh, and he's pitching. Matt Hansen, the third baseman, batting eighth, and Brecken Kruger, the right fielder, will bat ninth here for the Pierre Governors as they go against the left-hander and Nick Lounsbury. As Lounsbury comes into this contest throwing 28 2/3 innings. This is his sixth appearance and sixth game that he started. He's 3-2 so far in the season. 20 hits, 14 runs, 13 earned, 12 walks, 25 strikeouts. He's hit 3 guys, an ERA of 3.174 and a WHIP of 1.116. And for Lounsbury and for the Lincoln Patriots, one of their top guys, Greg.
Yeah, and if you go and look at their numbers on paper, Sioux Falls Lincoln has their top four pitchers available to throw today, and so they played Thursday through Ryan Hammerstrom and Jackson Bowe on Thursday, but in terms of innings pitched, appearances, ERA, strikeouts, you pick the number. Their top 4 pitchers are probably going to see the hill today here at Hyde Stadium.
First pitch missed to Lincoln Keenels. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that will bounce in. It is now 2-0. Keenels had a pretty good night last night, reaching base just about every time he came to the plate. Actually, I think he did reach base every time he did come to the plate last night against Washington. A couple of errors allowed him to reach base, but he still had himself a good night with the bat, always putting the ball in play or reaching base by the walk. 2-0 pitch to Keenels. He'll swing and miss, and is now 2-1.
Yeah, Lounsbury, the left-hander, comes from about a 3/4 arm slot in the full windup right now with nobody on base.
2-1 pitch. Keenels will foul it back, and it's now 2-2. That first foul ball every game, I'm always, again, just it gets me a little pumped up when I see a first foul ball that's over around the press box area.
Get that adrenaline rush going, taking you back to your playing days.
Here's a 2-2 pitch, and Keenels will fight that one off, and he'll remain alive at 2-2. I did play catch with Dirk Campbell here this afternoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My arm's going to feel it tomorrow, but, yeah, got to throw, play some catch. Felt young again.
Oh, you're young.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. He's swinging a miss by Keenels, and he'll go down on strikes, and the first man's retired here in the bottom of the first inning, and that'll bring up McGuire Rasky with nobody out and one on.
Yeah, Lounsbury just changed speeds, took something off, and hung a changeup out on the outside corner, and Keenholz wasn't able to connect, and he'll go down with a strikeout for out number 1.
So here is the left-hand hitting McGuire Rasky against the left-hand pitcher Lounsbury. He'll chop the first pitch right back to the mound. Lounsbury will turn around in a circle and make the play to the first baseman Bowe, and there's now 2 away. As we go through the defense positioning for the Lincoln Patriots, it is Dalton Garbers out in left field. Hammerstrom is in center. Peyton Hughes in right. Ty Schaefer is at third. Chase Houselog at short. Grant Graber, the second baseman. Jackson Bowe at first. And Ethan Barron behind the plate as the first pitch to the other catcher of the game. Andy Gordon will take ball 1 from the pitcher, Nick Lounsbury.
Yeah, and this Lincoln team, I mean, they, like you said earlier, they've been at the very top of the seed points just about the entire season, either number 1 or number 2. They currently sit at 12-3 against South Dakota Class A teams. I think overall, if you give me a second, let me pull up their overall record. They are 21-4.
1-1 pitch. That one is at the knees and is now 1-2. This is a good Lincoln Patriots team from the start of this season all the way through. This is could potentially be a preview of what the state Final Four or even a state championship might see as Gordon goes the other way out to right field. Hughes will track it down near the corner and make the catch, and that will retire the side in a 1-2-3 inning for the Lincoln Patriots. We head to the bottom of the second. Lincoln leads Pierre 2-0. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Dakota didn't always have a capital, or even a permanent settlement for that matter. There wasn't always a river city on the Missouri River. And before First Dakota filed the first charter in 1872, there wasn't always a bank in South Dakota. Every timeless institution, tradition, and thriving business was started somewhere by someone who had a dream and the passion to make it happen first. What will be your South Dakota first? Visit firstdakota.com/first. Member FDIC.
Do you need the Pierre Governor apparel for the big game? Or how about Stanley County apparel or post-state apparel? All-Around Graphics in Pierre is your place to go. Not only can you get your apparel, but they also do screen printing, jerseys, awards, and trophies. And did you know they can print and customize your signs? All-Around Graphics can do it all. Located at 819 North Euclid Avenue or call 224-4677. All-Around Graphics in Pierre, your one-stop shop.
Top of the second, it is going to be 8-9-1 for the Lincoln Patriots. Dalton Garbers, Ethan Barron, and then back to the top of the order for Grant Graber. Elliott Life, after coming in, retired those 3 guys. The 2 runs that was scored were both charged to McGuire Rasky, but because of the error. I don't believe those are earned runs against McGuire-Raskey.
Yeah, we'll close the book on Raskey. Actually did not retire a batter, just faced those 2 hitters, no hits, 2 runs. Neither one of them earned the walk, no strikeouts through 7 pitches on the day for McGuire-Raskey.
So as it will be Dalton Garbers to lead things off, the left fielder here in the top of the second inning with a 2-0 lead. Garbers coming in batting .290 on the season. 16 runs driven in. He's hit 3 bombs. He's got 3 of the 5 home runs, and the first pitch is over for strike 1. So he's a threat here, even at the number 8 spot. His 3 home runs have make him a threat. That one's skied on the right side, and it's now 0-2. By just looking at him, yeah, he is a threat to go deep. He's a big boy too.
He is. He's a good-sized young man. Just checking in. He's as big or bigger than Brady gets, and we know Brady checks in at about 6'3", 230.
0-2 pitch on the outside edge, taken for strike 3. There's a strikeout for Elliott Life, his second of the ball game. Both of them have been looking, and Ethan Barron now will come to the plate after the leadoff man's retired.
Yeah, and again, it looks like from early on, it looks like Elliott Life looks very comfortable, and he's dialed in out on the mound, which is just exactly what the Governors are going to need as they try to dig out of this 2-0 hole here in the top of the second.
First pitch is taken outside for ball 1 to Ethan Barron, the catcher. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's high as well, and is now 2-0. Barron, 152 batting average so far, 3 runs driven in. He's got 2 extra base hits in his 5 total hits of the season. The 2-0 pitch here to Barron. That one is looked at for strike 1. And the count is now at 2 balls and a strike to the number 9 hitter, Ethan Barron on deck. Grant Graber back to the top of the order for the Patriots. A 2-1 pitch from Life to the right, hitting Barron upside, and it's now 3-1.
You just really do not like to walk. Don't like to walk the number 9 hitter. Don't walk the number 9 hitter. Leadoff walks, 2-out walks. Those are the 3 cardinal sins in my pitching book.
You got a pitching book.
I've got a pitching book. It's not very thick.
3-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss. It's now 3-2.
There's a whole lot of blank pages after those three rules.
I say, I'm writing a book, and I got the chapter 1 title, and that's about all I got. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Elliott Life to Barron. That one misses just a bit high, and the number 9 hitter is on base with a walk. I'm going to bring up Grant Graber.
Yeah, was working with a guy one time a number of years ago, and he handed me a copy. He said I just wrote this book, and he handed me a copy of it, and I said, oh, that's very kind of you. It was titled Everything That I Know. You open it up, and it was 50 blank pages. I'm serious. That's a true story.
That's a good one. That sounds about that. That's my speed of reading too. I could read that book. Here's the first pitch to Grant Graber. That one is taken for strike 1. He drew a walk and came around to score in the top of the first inning. I love those. I love those books that have nothing in it. Get done reading it so quickly.
Yep.
Yeah. Those are the books that I like to read.
Airplane books.
That's right. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is on the outside edge. Good off-speed pitch there from Elliott Life. It is now 0-2.
Yeah, and we'll see if Life can work around this 1-out walk to the number 9 hitter, and like I said, he really looks comfortable out there today, and hopefully that'll bode well for the green and gray.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one misses upstairs, and it's now 1-2.
And for Life to be effective, he's got to be dialed in, and he's got to work that curveball. He's got a very effective curveball when he's on, and coming from that left-hand side, it really dives in on the right-handed hitters.
Here's the 1-2 pitch, now to Graber. Swing and a miss. There's another strikeout for Life. And there's now 2 down here in the top of the second, and that'll bring up Ryan Hammerstrom, who was hit by a pitch. And with 2 away, that's Elliott Life's 3rd strikeout of the first 5 guys he's retired. Runner on first here is Hammerstrom will step back to the plate. He is the other run that scored in that top of the first inning. Here's the first pitch to the lefty. Nearly got him on top of the helmet. Almost got hit by a pitch again. As that one off-speed pitch didn't find the zone. It didn't break in time. On first is Barron, the catcher. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one is over for strike one. And you can see, without trying to get a radar gun to him or anything like that, the difference that Elliott Life has in his velocity in every pitch. The speed that each pitch has, it can do a lot of damage against hitters, because you see a pitch that comes in about maybe 10 miles an hour slower than the next one. I mean, Graber was blown by that fastball that probably isn't as quick as what Brady Getz throws a fastball. But because you can change speed so well, you can throw pitches by guys.
Yeah, changing speed, changing eye levels. I mean, move the ball up and down, in and out in the zone. That's how you become effective as a pitcher. And right now, it looks like Elliott Life has been able to do that through these first 2 innings.
Life will come set from the stretch. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Runner was off for second. There's a ground ball to the right side for Wiebe. Tough throw. Is not going to be in time. It's going to be an infield single for the speedy Ryan Hammerstrom, as now first and second here with 2 away.
Wiebe had to go about 6-7 steps to his right, so he was going away from first base. Hammerstrom, being in the left-hand batter's box, has a lot of speed going down the first base line, and so when you combine the fact that Wiebe had to go away from first base, make a longer throw, just a lot of credit to Hammerstrom to beat that out, what probably would be a routine ground ball, and the Patriots got a little something going here with men on first and second, 2 out here in the top of the second.
Here's Chase Houselog. He grounded out to Keenels in his first at-bat. There's a foul ball that just goes a little bit to our left. I thought for a second we might have had a chance, but nope. Still nothing. It did hit the top of that little awning, so it wouldn't have made its way to us anyway. Here's the 1-1 pitch now to Houselog. Swing and a miss, says now 1-2.
Houselog comes in 24 hits and 59 at-bats. Leads the team in triples with 6. It's a .407 average. He's second on the team in RBIs with 23, scored 18 runs, has a .407 batting average.
1-2 pitch, a swing and a miss, caught by Gordon. There's a strikeout for Elliott Life. He strikes out all 3 in the top of the second inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Still 2-0 lead for the Lincoln Patriots. Back in a minute, listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Agtegra in Highmore. We pride ourselves on providing our customers with reliable markets, superior services, and quality products. From corn and soybeans to spring and winter wheat, you can trust Agtegra in Highmore with all your grain handling needs. It's all about helping you achieve the best harvest possible. Call Agtegra of Highmore today at 605-846-1379. That's 605-846-1379.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heat-A-Later fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heat-A-Later fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-A-Later Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
Bottom of the second, 4, 5, and 6 here for the Pierre Governors as they trail 2-0. Bennett Dean, Jake Mayer, and then Jaden Wiebe, who might reach his base. It'll be to the pitcher, Elliott Life, as the first 3 guys are retired in order from Nick Lounsbury. And here is Bennett Dean, 3 runs driven in yesterday on a bases-clearing triple for the Governor team as they cruise through a 10-2 and a 12-2 win over Washington. First pitch misses for ball 1 to Bennett Dean. Great that yesterday, all the errors, I believe it was 8 of the 22 runs were earned against Washington. The 1-0 pitch is over for strike one, it's now 1-1. 8 of 22 runs were earned. 7 runs unearned in each of the 2 games.
Yeah, and I think that just means, that those games could have been much different had you cut down on the errors.
As Bennett Dean did not check his swing. They checked him over at first, which is a tough one for, if you're a third base umpire, it's an easy one to see. The first base umpire which for John Krokstrand at first base, had to see pretty definitely that he swung at that pitch, but Benedine will get a base hit regardless, as he will be the first base runner for the Pierre Governors as he lined it right back up the middle. And the leadoff man's aboard here for Pierre.
I don't know if I've ever seen a with a left-handed batter in the box. I don't know that I've ever seen an appeal down to the first base umpire to see whether he swung or not. That one's a new one for me.
That's a new one for me as well. But with Krokstrand saying that he went pretty quickly and confidently, it seems like it was one for him that he truly did see. As Jake Mayer now will step to the plate. First pitch to him will miss low for ball one. Jakey Mayer. That's right. You got to get back
you got the wrong name.
I'm just so used to calling him Jake Mayer. Now he wants to change his name. It's like
Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, or Chad Johnson going to Chad Ochocinco, trying to remember to say the right name. It counts now 2-0 here to Jake Mayer. The Giancarlo Stanton. That's one where I was interesting that Mike Stanton changed to Giancarlo Stanton, which Mike Stanton doesn't even sound like a real person anymore. As the 2-0 pitch was a bunt attempt and missed it was Mayer, and it's now 2-1.
And we've been invaded by the first wasp of the year in the press box.
I'm going to put you in charge to make sure all the wasps.
And he flew away. He didn't want anything to do with us. So.
I was going to say, he knew what was coming next. And it wasn't all of us screaming. The 2-1 pitch, that one's grounded up the middle, be fielded by the shortstop. Second for one. The first is not in time. A little bit of a bobble from Graber at second, so they can only turn the one, but they do get the lead runner. And there's now one down, and Mayer is on first base.
Yeah, just kind of a weakly hit ground ball that Houselog, the shortstop, had to come in on, and ball was just hit slow enough that it really did not offer an opportunity for even trying to complete the double play with Mayer having good speed getting down the line.
We've got our wasp repellent now.
Yeah,
and
we'll keep that handy.
Thanks to Rick Gordon, we've got our wasp repellent. We're ready for the spring and summer now. No wasp can stand in our way. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's chopped foul at the plate, and it's now 1-1. That's until I'll probably be the first one to get stung by a wasp up here.
Invasion of the killer wasps.
Oh, that was. Wouldn't be fun.
Is that a horror movie? Invasion of the killer wasps.
Well, wasn't there a killer wasp I was starting to come to or is that the killer hornet?
No, it was the killer tomatoes. That's what that was.
No, I think because it happened in like April of last year. They had the killer wasp or the killer hornet. That was the murder hornet.
Oh, the murder hornet.
Yeah, the murder hornet. That was like a month after the pandemic started. As that one's popped up, it's in foul territory and it's going to get out of play. And it's now 1-2 here to Jaden Wiebe. Nobody liked any of what was happening from last March to April. Then we had the pandemic start, and then murder hornets were starting to make their way into the United States. And oh boy, what's next?
Well, but I say in jest about the killer tomatoes, but that's the mascot of the Platte amateur baseball team.
They had a steal attempt for Jake Mayer that he went on first movement. They threw to first base to pick him off, and then Bo's throw to second wasn't in time, and Mayer steals second base. Unconventionally will steal second base, but the count now still 1-2, and Mayer's over at second.
Yeah, and Lounsbury, the left-hander, and you called it right. I mean, Mayer just goes on first movement, and so Lounsbury had him picked off. But that's a tough play for the first baseman because he's got to throw around the runner going straight from first to second. So he's either got to step one way or the other to try to get the ball on a line to the shortstop covering the bag, and good speed from Mayer, and he slides in ahead of the tag.
The 1-2 pitch was in the dirt. A good block there by the catcher Barron to keep Mayer over at second. So now here's the 2-2 pitch to Wiebe. He'll line that right back up the middle. That's through for a base hit. Jake Mayer is going to be rounded third. He's going to try and score. Now they're going to hold him up at the last second. The throw back to third base, sliding back in, and he's safe over at third because the third baseman and Schaefer dropped the ball in the tag attempt on Mayer because John Krokstrand he had the point down to saying he was going to throw him out, but It was dropped on the tag attempt, so Mayer is safe at third base and is first and third here with one down.
And the thing I've noticed about this Lincoln Patriot team is they throw the ball around really well. I mean, they've all got good arms, good snap throws. They're accurate. That was a good throw from Hammerstrom out in center field to Barron behind the plate. And then when Mayer held up at third base, good decision and a good throw. Almost got him back at third base if Schaefer doesn't bobble the ball.
First pitch to Elliott Life is taken for strike one. He's got a chance here to help himself out and try and draw back within one with a base hit. Runners at the corners at first and third here with one down. Swing and a miss by Life and is now 0-2.
Lounsbury took something off that pitch, kind of a changeup that Life was out in front of.
Life 4 runs driven in, looking for that fifth run here. But down 0-2 in the count. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swings, he does go. The runner will head to second, and Elliott Life is out because first base was occupied on the pitch attempt. But it will be second and third now here with two away. And it's up to Matt Hansen now to try and drive in those two runs and tie this ball game up.
Yeah, big spot here for Matt Hansen. Base hit with two out. Jaden Wiebe will be off on contact. So any kind of a base hit is probably gonna score. For sure, will score one. Likely will score two.
Wiebe is over at second base. First pitch to Hansen will bounce in, and it's 1-0. Mayer is at third. Wiebe at second. So both guys are in scoring position, and the speed of Wiebe could a base hit somewhere in the outfield. And off with contact could score Wiebe. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one is at the knees, and it's now 1-1. It's still only the bottom of the second, so you're not going to say this is your only chance to score runs, but this might be your best chance here with a 2-0 game to try and get the momentum back on your side. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Lounsbury to Hansen. That one's on the outside, and it's now 2-1. Good take there by Hansen.
Yeah, and this is where I think the approach that the Governor hitters have been taking, especially last night, where they were hitting and driving in runs at all points in the count and all points, in the inning. I mean, 1 out, 2 out.
2-1 pitch. That one's blooped into left field. A diving attempt, and he makes the catch. The left fielder made the catch, and Dalton Garbers, and he saves 2 runs. What an outstanding running diving catch coming in on the ball for Garbers, and that retires the side here in the bottom of the second. I wasn't sure that he actually caught the ball at first, but he does make the catch, and that retires the side when the Governors do not score here in the second. 2-0 lead still for Lincoln after 2 innings. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684.
Are you driving a 2014 or newer vehicle? Are there less than 100,000 miles on it? Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is prepared to give you top dollar. Again, if your ride is 2014 or newer with less than 100,000 miles, Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you top dollar for it right now. Trade it in or sell it to us. Doesn't matter. Your vehicle has never been worth more than it is right now. Stop in at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit gatewayflt.com.
It is the top of the third and a 2-0 lead for the Lincoln Patriots. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean, as it will be 4, 5, and 6 here for the Patriots in the top of the third inning. As Elliott Life has worked through those 2 innings, and really the only difference right now in the ball game is that error with 2 outs in the top of the first allowed those 2 runs to score. Otherwise, we'd be sitting at a tie ball game here in the top of the third inning. So Peyton Hughes, who struck out looking in his first at-bat, will look at strike one here to open up the top of the third.
Elliott Life at 35 pitches through 2 innings. The notable stat there is just 1 hit, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. 24 pitches of the 35 have been strikes, so he's really, really dialed in right now.
He's got an 0-2 count and well ahead of Peyton Hughes to lead off the top of the third inning. Good crowd here at Hyatt Stadium. on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. The 0-2 pitch. That one will bounce in. It's now 1-2. Not a bad spot there from Elliott Live trying to get Hughes to chase. You said Greg was like, what, 70, I think you said 73 first
74.
pitch? 74. First, the temperature at first pitch. And he's sitting the shade here a little bit. And boy, there's nothing better than watching some Saturday afternoon baseball here at Hyde Stadium. That one's fouled back, and it's at 1-2 still here against the leadoff man, the 4-hitter Peyton Hughes for Lincoln Patriots.
Yep. Weekend day game. Doesn't get much better.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one will come in and nearly hit Hughes. It sounded like it bounced off a couple of different body parts, but I guess it didn't hit the leg of Hughes.
Wonder if it hit maybe Andy Gordon's shin guard, possibly.
So here's now the 2-2 pitch. Here's a ground ball to the left side. Hansen will come in front of Key Knowles to make the play. The throw is wide, and Dean trying to get the tag applied as he came off the bag, but could not, and he dropped the ball, and leadoff man is aboard. Will be on the throwing air to charge to Matt Hansen.
Yeah, and what the Governors had done so well so far through these first 22 games is play very solid defense, and now unfortunately a couple of errors have risen up and have started to bite the Governors a little bit here early in this game, early in game number 1 here on Saturday afternoon.
Here is Jackson Bowe, first pitch swinging, and he'll foul it back to the netting. Bowe was hit by a pitch. That was with the 2 outs in the top of the first inning. Got hit by that first pitch from Elliott Live that loaded the bases. Lounsbury is technically, he doesn't have the RBIs to it, but he drove in those 2 runs off the air that he's on deck, as the count's now 1-1 as that one missed upstairs to Bowe.
Bowe comes in hitting .328 on the year, 20 hits and 61 at bats, 5 doubles, a triple, 17 RBIs, 13 runs scored, 13 walks on the year.
Here's 1-1 pitch to Jackson Bowe. That one will miss low, and it's now 2-1. Runner on first here with 1 down as Peyton Hughes is on first base. Reached on that air to open up here at the top of the 3rd inning. 2-1 pitch. That one will miss low, and it's now 3-1. And Elliott Life in relief of McGuire Rasky, so this is the second pitcher used for the Governors. You'd think that Zabel and Edmond would be another 2 lefties that would pitch at some point today. Let's see how long that Elliott Life can go. 3-1 pitch. The swing and a miss is now 3-2.
Yeah, I haven't kept exact track, but there's 3-4 left-handed hitters in this Lincoln lineup.
I believe so. Yeah.
Bowe, Hammerstrom, Lounsbury.
Yep. The 3-2 pitch is looked out for strike 3, and Elliott Life will get another strikeout. That'll be his now 5th strikeout of the ball game. And there's 1 down here at the top of the 3rd, and that'll bring up another lefty in Nick Lounsbury.
Yeah, nice job by Life to come back from being down 3-1 on the count with a couple of strikes. First the swinging strike, and then got the curveball over. Just froze Bowe to punch him out for out number 1.
So here is now Lounsbury as he comes to the plate. The first pitch to him from Life is looked out for strike 1. And it is 0-1 here to Lounsbury. Again, he reached on the air. 2 runs scored on in the top of the first. The only 2 runs of this ball game so far as we play here in the top of the 3rd. Runner on first and 1 down. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And it's now 0-2.
A couple of other Class A games going on this afternoon around South Dakota. Rapid City Central is in Harrisburg for a pair. Yankton travels to Sioux Falls for first a single game against Roosevelt and then a single game against O'Gorman. Rapid City Stevens has a doubleheader against Brookings later on today.
Runner is off with the pitch, and they will steal second on the 0-2 that misses low, and it's now 1-2. And they will take the double play threat away as Hughes stole second base.
Yeah, this is a Lincoln team that likes to run. I mean, you can see they're very athletic, and they, given the opportunity, they will try to take any base that they can. I see they average about 2 steals a game, roughly.
So a 2-2 count now here to Lounsbury. With the runner on second, he is in scoring position. Life will come set. Here's a 2-2. That one's popped foul and out of play. And we'll do it again at 2-2. Now this Lincoln team, and yesterday I think Washington was wanting to run quite a bit, but that first guy, the top of the first inning in game number 1, Andy Gordon threw out the runner trying to steal second, and that kind of set the tempo for the rest of the day, where Washington didn't run as much as they probably wanted to. There's a line shot for Jake Mayer to make the catch, or Jakey Mayer to make the catch, and there's now 2 down. And that'll bring up Ty Schaefer, who grounded out to Jaden Wiebe in his first at-bat.
I mean, put a big sign right on the window in front of you. Just say Jakey.
Jakey, yeah. I'll eventually get it right. By the time the summer's over, and because he's a senior, so this will be his last chance to play, as there's a line shot right back to Wiebe. He's able to get in front of it, knocks it down. The throw to first is in time. Good play there by Jaden Wiebe. And that retires the side here in the top of the third inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. After 2.5, Governor is still trail Lincoln 2-0. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Are you driving a 2014 or newer vehicle? Are there less than 100,000 miles on it? Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is prepared to give you top dollar. Again, if your ride is 2014 or newer with less than 100,000 miles, Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you top dollar for it right now. Trade it in or sell it to us. Doesn't matter. Your vehicle has never been worth more than it is right now. Stop in at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit gatewayflt.com.
Overhead Door Company of Pierre is a locally owned business specializing in the sale, service, and installation of residential and commercial garage doors. They provide quality, dependable products with constant service and the peace of mind you need. Overhead Door is one of the most recognized and most respected brand in the garage door industry. For installation and repairs, call Overhead Door Company today at 224-6200. That's 224-6200.
As we welcome you back, bottom of the third inning is a 2-0 lead still here for the Lincoln Patriots. 9-1-2 for the Pierre Governors. Brecken Kruger, Lincoln Keenels, and McGuire Rasky. Anybody reaches base, it'll be Andy Gordon. A 2-0 lead here for the Patriots. Again, they've got just 1 hit, but 2 errors by the Govs have allowed the Patriots to have that 2-0 lead. And for Pierre, those 2 hits in that last inning, 2 hits hit by Dean and Wiebe, and a terrific catch out in left field by Garbers. Keeps otherwise, if he does not make that catch, it's definitely a 2-2 ball game.
Absolutely. With 2 outs, Wiebe is off with contact off second base. I mean, Mayer scores from third base easily, but Garbers would have been in no position to try to come up and make a throw home to try to make a play on Wiebe. So if he doesn't come up with that ball, we'd be knotted at 2.
First pitch is taken for ball 1. Couldn't tell if you're trying to make a punt on Wiebe with Wiebe knotted at 2.
Oh, that's too deep. My thought process does not go anywhere near that deep.
As Kruger will take strike 1, and it's now 1-1. Well, I guess I did have that thought process, so I'm a little bit deeper a thinker. 1-1 pitch is fouled back, and it's now 1-2.
You're deeper, but you're setting the bar pretty low when you're comparing it to my depth. Let's put it that way.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Kruger. That one's outside. Is now 2-2.
For Brecken Kruger, comes into the game hitting .333 on the year, 8 hits and 24 at bats. He's got a pair of RBIs, scored 9 runs on the year.
Here's a 2-2 pitch to Kruger. Outside is now 3-2.
Brecken was a little frustrated last night. As we talked about it, he probably one of the, if not the best bunter on the team, had a couple of opportunities last night, got the bunt down, but just right back to the pitcher both times. And I know he's a little frustrated with himself. You could see it in his body language. And so has a chance to redeem himself today. Leadoff walk. Hopefully that puts a little charge and gives the Govs a little momentum here in the bottom of the third.
That'll bring up Lincoln Keenels, who is 0 for 1. He struck out in his first at-bat with Kruger over at first base. Down 2-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. That's a good start for Pierre. Try and climb back from that 2-run deficit. First pitch from Lounsbury as he has a high leg kick and hesitates to go home. The first pitch is upstairs and outside for ball 1.
For Lincoln, Keenholz comes in hitting .455 on the year, 30 hits, 66 at bats, leads the team in triples with 8, also leads the team with 27 runs scored out of that leadoff spot.
The 1-0 pitch is on the outside edge. It's now 1-1 here to Keenholz. Lounsbury, the lefty, trying to be deceptive on his delivers to home. He'll step off and he'll throw it over, and diving back in safely is Kruger. We've seen a couple of different moves from Lounsbury, trying to pick off the runner. And every different move you have makes it much more difficult for runners to try and steal on you as a lefty. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Lounsbury to Keenholz. After a long pause, sidestep throw, and it's outside, and it's now 2-1. And again, you also get you have a chance for the high leg kick, you have a chance for the slide step as a lefty. There's so many different ways as a pitcher, as a left-handed pitcher, to really deceive that runner without deceiving him to the point where it gets called a balk to throw home. There's a 2-1 pitch that's grounded. That goes past the glove of the third baseman and into left field. Schaefer tried to really move that glove, but he didn't get in front of the ball and move the glove over, and it's going to be an air charge to the third baseman.
Yeah, I tried to play a little Mexican bullfighter, just kind of did an Olay move on the side, and ball just skipped right under his glove and was able to get out into left field. I think that probably goes down. I don't know. That's a 50-50 call either way in my book, hit or error. I mean,
all right. Well, do you guys say hit?
It's a hard hit ball.
We got a hit up on the scoreboard. We're going to take a hit for Lincoln Keenholz. That was a fouled out of play on the left side for McGuire Rasky. That's a
game changer. Gives him a hit, so We'll go hit.
So I was the only one that said error. So that makes me. I'm very wrong with that one.
You're the tough guy.
I'm a tough scorekeeper. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one will bounce in. It's now 1-1. Or is that one of those where, for the home team, that's a hit, and if the opposing team's up to the plate, you give an error so it doesn't hurt the pitcher?
I think that's exactly the call.
Yeah. Here's the 1-1 pitch to McGuire Rasky. A long pause. Lounsbury checking over the runner at second. That one comes in and hits Rasky, and the bases will now be loaded with nobody out to bring up Andy Gordon, who is due for a hit for this Pierre Governor team. He was a little frustrated after last night, he's still sitting on that 19 runs driven in for the Governors. But there's your opportunity to get that 20th RBI, but we do have that time that is called.
And I suspect that for Sioux Falls Lincoln, and let me check their upcoming schedule as well. I suspect that they will, with the playoffs coming, and I see they've got looks like a doubleheader on Monday against Huron at home, and that probably would end their season. Their regular season as well. So I suspect that they're probably in a similar situation to the Governors. I mean, it's probably an all-hands-on-deck deal as far as the bullpen goes today, other than the two guys, Ryan Hammerstrom and Jackson Bowe, who threw Thursday night, who are not available today because of their pitch count. So I suspect that because of the importance of these games, I suspect every other arm in their bullpen is going to be available today.
First pitch to Andy Gordon. He'll rope that one towards the gap. That's going to get down for extra bases. One run will come in to score. Rounding third, he's going to attempt to try and score as Keenholz. The ball was dropped by the shortstop. A 2 RBI double for Andy Gordon. And the Governors have tied the game up at 2 with nobody out in the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, and a lot of times that first pitch of the at-bat is probably the best pitch you're going to see, and Gordon got a first pitch fastball that he just jumped on and roped into left center, and the only reason that maybe we didn't get a third run out of that play is that Lincoln Keenholz had to hold up at second base just to make sure that ball wasn't caught, and so actually he held up and probably held up the runner coming behind him, held up Rasky, because if not, Rasky maybe scores on that play as well.
First pitch to Benedine is taken for strike one. The infield is drawn in all the way around here. Second and third with nobody out in the bottom of the third inning. Governors are looking for that first lead as Lounsbury will come set from the stretch. And here's the 0-1 pitch. Dean will ground it foul, and it's now 0-2. Good play over there at first base by Dirk Campbell. And the count is now at 0-2. I played catch with him. He's still got some good hands over there.
Dirk's got the tools over there.
He's a solid first base coach. He's a 5-tool first base coach. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That will bounce to get to the backstop. The Governors are going to take the lead as McGuire Rasky will trot in home. We'll have the runner over at third base, and it's now a 3-2 lead here for the Pierre Governors.
And again, this is something that the Governors have just done all year long. They've just been, we've used the word resilient. They never seem like they're ever out of a ball game, even if they dig themselves into a little bit of a hole. They were down 1-0 last night in the top of the first in game number 2 to Sioux Falls, Washington. They came back, put a 7 spot on the board right away, and so now they've come back, taking the lead after being down 2-0.
As Benedine will look at strike 3 on the outside quarter. Couldn't pull the trigger, so there's one down now here in the bottom of the third. And that'll bring up Jakey Mayer, trying to extend this Governor lead. Colin Brueggemann is the runner for Andy Gordon, so he's over at third base now, which would double the Governor's lead on a base hit or a fly ball, the outfield from Mayer.
Infield still in for Sioux Falls Lincoln, so hard hit ball, probably has a chance to get through. So what Mayer needs to do is take something to the right side, hopefully take a ground ball to the right side, or a fly ball to the outfield. We'll try to get Brueggemann home and try to extend this lead.
First pitch was a cue shot foul over on the dirt on the right side to the first base dugout. Jaden Wiebe got to be a little careful over there. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Mayer will swing that one to center field. The catch is going to be made by the center fielder Hammerstrom. The throw's coming in. It's going to be on line. Diving for is Brueggemann. He is out at home, and what a play. That's the second great play by the outfield made here today for the Lincoln Patriots, as Garber's made that diving catch last inning, and they catch and throw him out at home. A double play to end the inning for the center fielder Hammerstrom, and the tag applied by Barron, and that retires the side here in the bottom of the third. But the Governors do take the lead with 3 runs in the inning on 2 hits, no errors, and no one left on base. We head to the top of the fourth. A new ball game. Pierre leads 3-2 over Lincoln. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
Count is quickly 0-2 here to leadoff hitter Dalton Garbers. I think LA Live maybe threw a 1 warm-up pitch and said, I'm good to go, as we've already got an 0-2 count to Garbers to lead off the top of the 4th inning. 0-2 pitch. That one will bounce in. It's now 1-2. I mean, I was getting done writing everything in my score sheet, and I looked up, and after you got a little bit some harassment here in the press box, looked over, and LA Live threw a first pitch strike. Here's the 1-2 pitch now. That one's upstairs to Garbers, and it's 2-2.
I got several people up here keeping me humble today.
That's always good, though.
Yep.
That works for you. Yeah, we had a leadoff walk last inning that wasn't talked about. They let you know that it wasn't talked about as a swinging strikeout of Dalton Garbers in the lead off the top of the 4th inning. And LA Life continues to pitch well here as he is into the top of the 4th inning.
And I was just going to say, I think maybe that's why LA Life didn't take many warm-up pitches. I mean, I think he's just feeling really confident out there right now, and he doesn't need much to get going.
Might have to take a 30-second break after the bottom of the 4th inning, just to make sure we get back in time for first pitch of the 5th. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's upstairs. This to Ethan Barron, who drew a walk out of the 9-hole in his first trip to the plate. It is Grant Graber that is on deck. 8-9-1 for Lincoln here in this top of the 4th inning. There's a swing and a miss. And it's now 1-2 to Barron. So far, just 1 hit for the Lincoln Patriots. 1-2 pitch upstairs, and it's now 2-2. That one hit belongs to Ryan Hammerstrom, who would be after Graber if anybody reaches base. 2-2 pitch. There's the second hit of the ball game. That one will get through on the left side. Should have kept my mouth closed for a little bit longer, as it's now a one-out single and the runner on to the top of the order.
Yeah, the way that we were going down in Sioux Falls a couple weeks ago with trying to make predictions, I mean, we were 0 for the weekend down there. So we've kind of backed off in terms of trying.
Hold on here. I did say Andy Gordon was due last inning in the first pitch. He hit the gap.
Good point.
Yeah,
good point.
So we've broken that curse to a certain extent. We don't want to get. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. The first pitch is upstairs for ball one. I did have a good run last summer, and I caught a lot of Garrett Stout's home runs.
That's right.
Somewhat
That's
of calling his home runs. But yeah, I was able to talk about a home run would be nice right here, and then he go hit a home run. He made me look pretty good. 1-0 pitch is missed, and it's now 2-0.
Well, when you hit 7 of them, it's a little easier to make that call.
Right.
I mean, your percentages are a little better when you got that kind of numbers to work with.
I guess that's true, yeah. And trying to call a home run for someone who hits their only home run of the year. As that one's popped up in foul territory behind home plate, but it'll get out of play. And it's now 2-1 here to the number 1 hitter, Grant Graber, who is 0 for 1. He walked in the first inning and then struck out swinging in the second. Might have got a car out there maybe.
I don't know. I see a lot of people turning heads. Oh yeah, it shattered the back windshield of that car back there.
As the count is now at still at 2-1. Oh boy, that's a tough one.
Yeah,
there's the 2-1 pitch. There's a ground ball to Matt Hansen over at third. He'll throw to second. Is scooped up by Wiebe. Good play there by Wiebe to make sure he got the sure out at second. He had no chance to turn that double play, but they got the sure out at second base, so there's now 2 down and runner on first.
Yeah, there's a compact car, kind of a tan-colored compact car, parked out on Capitol Avenue, and that foul ball went right through the back windshield, and there is a gaping hole back there.
Oh boy, as it will be Ryan Hammerstrom. The first pitch to him is missed for ball 1, and the count is at 1-0. Hammerstrom is 1 for 1 so far. He's hit by a pitch and also has a single. He pops this one up on the left side. Matt Hansen will call for it. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the top of the 4th inning. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. After 3.5, it is a 3-2 lead for the Pierre Governors. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Your home and business are important to you, and you need quality furnace and air conditioning products and service. With a combined 50-plus years of experience, AirTech Heating and Cooling provides you with just that service. Call 945-0160 for sales, service, and installation of furnaces, air conditioning, and heat pumps. AirTech Heating and Cooling features the American Standard products. Sales, installation, and service. You want the best, and that's what you'll find at AirTech Heating and Cooling in Pierre.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
As we welcome you back here to High Stadium in the bottom of the 4th inning, it is a 3-2 lead for the Pierre Governors. Jaden Wiebe, Elliott Life, and Matt Hansen at 6, 7, and 8 for the Pierre Governors to lead things off after they took that lead. That's a shutdown inning for Elliott Life. You score those 3 runs and you get a big 0. That is the definition of a shutdown inning. And Elliott Life did a really good job working around the 1-out single and to get another 0 up on the board for Lincoln in the top half of the 4th.
Yeah, and Elliott Life just continues to cruise, and you can just see he's got a lot of confidence out there right now. Looks very comfortable, and so I suspect that he is gonna the Pierre Governor coaching staff will ride him as long as they can today. I mean, he's at 70 pitches through 4 innings, so the probability is that he's probably got, if at that kind of pitch count, he's probably got 2 innings left in him. So unless he can get a quick inning somewhere in there, I mean, you'd love to see him go complete game if possible.
First pitch, a swing and a miss to Jaden Wiebe. He is 1 for 1. He's singled back in the bottom of the second inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Wiebe. Here's a ground ball up the middle to the right side, fielded by the second baseman Graber, and the throw to first. The leadoff man is retired to open up the bottom of the fourth. And that'll bring up Elliott Life. Now we got to be careful here. I'm still debating on whether we take a 30-second break after this half inning or not. How quickly we got back into the start of the top of the fourth, and then how well Elliott Life has pitched. Again, that's what you love to see, and as a coach makes you smile when you, as Elliott Life tried to bunt that ball and he bunts it foul. But when you see a pitcher get into a groove and he knows how to continue to be in that groove and stay in the same tempo, that really, and it makes you a better pitcher too. When you get, obviously you get into a groove, you're going to be a good pitcher, but when you get that tempo and set that tempo and keep wanting to work at that same pace, then you're all of a sudden that makes you a better pitcher as it is.
Yeah, and like I said, it was really good to see Elliott, who just hadn't had one of those really good outings until a couple of weeks ago when he pitched against Yankton, came in and just really threw well, and it was really good to see him come in and he's just extended that today, and he's really given the Governors 4 really good innings and just done exactly what he needed him to do, which is keep the Governors in the ball game.
And he'll get himself a base hit as well as he goes the other way on a 1-2 pitch, and he's got himself a base hit. And that'll bring up Matt Hansen with 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Great job there by Elliott Life as Matt Hansen now will come to the plate. Life, he coming in, and he's struggled a little bit to hit the ball. He's had only a 130 batting average coming in, but that base hit, hey, you never know when you might be called upon to hit going into next weekend and the weekend after that, and that one puts you in a spot where the coaches like what they see out of what he's had in those 2 at-bats, and you never know when you might get a chance to swing the bat in the playoffs at any point. As the first pitch to Matt Hansen's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1.
And we heard Coach Steve Gray talk about it last night in the postgame interview. He said, just what we tell the kids all the time is you got to be ready. It's next man up. I mean, we may send you down to the bullpen, and it may not be your time, depending upon how the pitcher's going at the time. So we may ask you to come back to the dugout. But you just always have to be ready, and I think that's exactly the case today with Elliott Life.
That pitch was missed, and it's now 1-1. Jet Zabel is running for Elliott Life. Here's the 1-1 pitch now from Lounsbury to Hansen, and that is over for strike 2, and the count is now at a ball and 2 strikes. Hansen 0 for 1. He flew out to the left field on that diving play by Garbers that saved 2 runs back in the bottom of the second. But then Pierre in the third inning was able to score those 3 times to take a 3-2 lead. Here's 1-2 pitch to Hansen. He'll get a piece of it, just barely stayed alive. The pitch was going in the dirt, but he was able to get a piece, and it's still a 1-2 count.
Yeah, one of those kind of double-edged sword deals. If Hansen doesn't make contact with that, Zabel's probably able to take second base because of the way that the ball bounced away from the catcher.
1-2 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and Hansen will go down on strikes, and there's now 2 down, and that'll bring up the number 9 hitter in Brecken Kruger. There's your Zabel Abel again.
Zabel Abel.
That might be your favorite, most favorite. And you get a chance to continue to say that. Gray Zabel, I guess we didn't get a chance to say it in the latter half of last summer, but now you get another 4 years of potentially saying that. That is, unless you leave me behind and I don't get a chance to broadcast with you anymore. That one's popped up on the right side by Kruger, and it's going to be caught by the first baseman in Jackson Bowe, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the fourth. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. After 4 innings, it is still a 3-2 lead here for the Pierre Governors. Back in a minute. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Join Rising Hope 605 and Dustin Evans and the Good Times Band at the Ramcota River Center, Friday, April 23rd from 7 until 11. Rising Hope 605 is raising funds for people within our community to reduce barriers to access hope. You can do your part by purchasing a ticket and inviting your friends and family to a fun night out with Dustin Evans and the Good Times Band. Purchase your ticket at risinghope605.com. That's risinghope605.com.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium, it is a 3-2 lead for the Pierre Governors over the Lincoln Patriots, as we will have Ryan Hammerstrom, Chase Houselog, and Peyton Hughes to lead things off. Excuse me, Chase Houselog will be the leadoff hitter, and then it'll be Peyton Hughes and Jackson Bowe to open up the top of the fifth inning. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean. First pitch is missed for ball one. We took that minute break. We were able to get back in time.
Yep. Yeah, and just a beautiful day. I mean, the Governors are playing good ball right now, and we'll see if they can continue and close this game out with this 3-2 lead.
That was a high fly ball out to deep left field, but Jake Mayer had Houselog played perfectly, and that will retire the leadoff man here in the top of the fifth inning. And then I'll bring up Peyton Hughes. Hughes is 0 for 2 so far. He struck out looking and also reached on an error in his 2 at-bats here in Game 1 of this doubleheader. Listen to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. The first pitch to Hughes, over for strike one. This is the first game of a triple header overall here on today's KCCR. We will have Game 1 of the Washington Capitals and Boston Bruins starting at 5:30, or after we're done here for the doubleheader. As the 0-1 pitch is a swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2. NHL playoffs starting today.
Oh, okay.
Who's your Stanley Cup pick?
The winner. I don't follow hockey near as closely as you do.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's fouled back and remains at 0-2. I thought you were going to be very, very kind to me and pick my team, but you didn't even.
I didn't even throw you a bone, did I?
Didn't even throw you a bone. He didn't even kind of get me agitated by saying basically any other team. 0-2 pitch. That one's fouled back again.
Yeah, I could have said the winner, the team that's hoisting the Stanley Cup at the end. That's about my knowledge of NHL hockey.
Well, hey, you can listen tonight after we get done here. You can listen tonight and you can pick up some stuff on hockey.
I could.
As the 0-2 pitch is missed down low, and it's now 1-2. And then you'll join me at the Expo Center next year, and you'll help me with the hockey broadcast.
Write my book.
Yeah.
Everything that I know about hockey, 50 blank pages.
1-2 pitch. That one will come inside, and it's now 2-2 here to Peyton Hughes. Well, hey, at least you wrote a book. At least you could be a best-selling author. I'd buy it.
Or a worst-selling author.
You'd have at least one sold. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and there's now 2 down here in the top of the fifth inning. And Elliott Life with another strikeout as he continues to rack up the total. That's his 7th of the ball game here for the Governors. And that'll bring up Jackson Bowe.
Yeah, and Bo, we talked about the size of some of these Lincoln hitters, and this Jackson Bowe, the first baseman, another big kid that steps in the left-handed batter's box, and probably stepping in at 6'2", 6'3", well over 200 pounds. Just a good, solid kid.
0-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss. It's now 0-2 here to Bowe. He is 0 for 1 so far. He's hit by a pitch and also struck out looking in his 2 plate appearances. As the 0-2 pitch coming from Elliott Life. That one's fouled back and out of play. And remains at 0-2. Near that car that was previously hit. You be careful.
Actually, they are just pulling away from their parking spot.
Probably a good idea. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Bo. Swing and a miss, and Elliott Life will get another strikeout, and that will retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning for Life. And the Governors still have a 3-2 lead after 4.5. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Hey, it's Julia from Milwaukee Federal Credit Union, letting you know that our recreational special is back again, with terms up to 10 years, no payments for 90 days, and rates as low as 2.4% APR. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let Jameson or I get you started.
People helping people. Hawaii Federal Credit Union.
Pierre Sports Center is your local Ranger Boat and Mercury Outboard dealer. They're a must-see for your Ranger boat needs. See their selection of Mercury outboard motors for more power. Pierre Sports Center can help you with financing and other boating needs. Need service for your boat or trailer to keep you going? Pierre Sports Center is your one-stop shop. Pierre Sports Center, Ranger Boats, and Mercury Outboard, a combination that can't be beat. Pierre Sports Center, 1440 North Garfield Avenue in Pierre, or give them a call, 224-5546.
As we welcome you back here at Hyatt Stadium as we head to the bottom of the fifth inning, it's the top of the order. Lincoln Keenels, McGuire Rasky, and Andy Gordon. Who reaches base, will then be Bennett Dean. The Govs lead 3-2 here in the bottom of the fifth inning. They scored all three of their runs back in the bottom of the third as they lead by one over Lincoln. Lincoln had the first two-run score at the top of the first inning, as Keenels will be the leadoff hitter for Pierre, as he is 1 for 2 so far. So Elliott Life, he's flirting with that opportunity to potentially go into the seventh inning. If he can get a short inning or a quick pitching inning in the sixth, he's going to find himself in the seventh, and potentially, you never know, he might find himself to go all 7 innings. But my question is, as the first pitch to Lincoln Keenels comes in and is going to be missed for ball one, does he technically get a complete game because he did not start the game, although he would record all seven innings of outs?
That's a good question. I suspect there's probably an official ruling somewhere in official scorers rule book someplace, but that's an interesting question. One that I had not thought of before. Our PA announcer Blake Dean was shaking his head saying no, and I would agree with that as not, because he didn't get those first two, didn't see the first two batters of the game. But you could also make the argument that he would retire everybody in the ball game if you would go all 7 innings or get through the 7th inning and get the win. But we might already have he's already got the answer pulled up. I think he's got that image saved on his phone. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Here's the one's fouled back, and it's now 2-2 here to Keenels. A complete game, according to Wikipedia, is the act of a pitcher pitching an entire game without the benefit of a relief pitcher.
Okay, there we go. We got the quick answer, and I feel like maybe Blake Dean has had that question before, that he was able to find that so quickly. 2-2 pitch, a swing and a miss, and Keenels will be tagged out, and the leadoff man is retired here to open up the bottom of the 5th inning. As that'll bring up the number 2 hitter, McGuire Rasky, who is 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in his last at bat. He also grounded back to the pitcher. Rasky's been hit 3 times in the last 2 games, or last 2 days, as the first pitch to Rasky will come in for strike 1.
Rasky comes into today hitting .328 on the year, 21 hits and 64 at bats. He's got 3 doubles, 18 RBIs, second on the team in RBIs, scored 13 times, leads the team in walks with 15.
There's a ground ball. The second baseman, Graber, the throw to first, and there's now 2 down here on the bottom of the 5th, and that'll bring up Andy Gordon, who has got the biggest hit so far of the ball game for the Pierre Governors. He drove in the 2 runs. Rasky ended up scoring on a wild pitch, but he's got the 2 RBI double. That gave the Govs that tied the ball game up at 2-2 before they took that 3-2 lead. Here's the first pitch to Gordon. That's outside for ball 1. Did have a little bit of action in the bullpen for the Lincoln Patriots last half inning. Lounsbury, though, working into the bottom of the 5th. He's got 2 outs here in the 5th inning. 1-0 pitch to Gordon. Swings and misses, and it's now 1-1.
Yeah, and you got to be impressed with Lounsbury for the Patriots. I mean, he's just been very efficient so far. 4 2/3 innings, only thrown 72 pitches so far through those 4 2/3.
1-1 pitch is on the inside edge, and it's now 1-2 here to Gordon. Again, 1 for 2 so far with that 2 RBI double. Lounsbury from the windup. Here is the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the pitch in the dirt. And the catcher will throw to first to retire the side. Bookend strikeouts for Lounsbury in the bottom of the 5th inning. A 1-2-3 inning as well. We had 6 batters. All were retired in a row in that 5th inning for both teams. As we head to the 6th, Pierre leads 3-2. Back in a minute. Listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
When you want the best prices and best selection, go to Wagner Auto in Pierre. The certified sales staff at Wagner Auto will provide you service after the sale and how to get easy financing. Check out their website, WagnerAuto.com, or stop in. They have the best prices and won't be undersold. Wagner Auto has the region's largest selection with over 280 new and quality pre-owned vehicles. GM certified pre-owned vehicles give you peace of mind with their 12-month or 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and 5-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Log on to WagnerAuto.com or stop by Wagner Auto in Pierre, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer since 1907.
Evermore Boutique, where fashion doesn't have to break the bank. See them for men's, women's, and children's clothing, shoes, accessories, and so much more. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from noon to 7, Saturdays from 11 to 6, and Sundays from noon to 5. Visit Evermore Boutique, located at 104 South Pierre Street in Pierre, or give them a call today. 605-494-0194. That's Evermore Boutique in Pierre.
Top of the 6th inning, it is still a 3-2 lead for the Pierre Governors as we have Nick Lounsbury, Ty Schaefer, and Dalton Garbers. The first 3 hitters, 6, 7, and 8 for the Lincoln Patriots. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean on the final day of the regular season for the Pierre Governors. They will await, I believe Tuesday is the last day of games for the South Dakota for Class A games of high school baseball. As the first pitch to Lounsbury is skied out to center field, and there's going to be 1 pitch and 1 out here at the top of the 6th. But is that correct? Through Tuesday's the last day of games?
Yeah, I think I've always understood that any game that's played through Tuesday will count towards your seed points. I think you can play games after that, but anything that you play on that Wednesday or Thursday doesn't count toward your seeding.
First pitch to Ty Schaefer is missed high for ball 1, which then puts you to Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. That's when the seedings, the bracket will be released for Saturday's regional round, as that one is over for strike 1, a swing and a miss by Schaefer, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. Which way it sits right now, and especially if this lead holds out, I don't think there's any question that the Pierre Governors will be hosting a first that region round next Saturday here at Hyde Stadium, as the count's now 2-1 to Schaefer, who is 0 for 2. He's grounded out to Wiebe both times. He's come to the plate over at second base.
Yeah, and the thing is that if you look at that list of teams 1 through 8 in the standings right now, I mean, every team in that top 8 is kind of a scary team. I don't know that there's any cakewalk among any of those top 8 teams. Not that the bottom 7 are bad teams by any stretch, but every one of those top 8 teams has a really solid, at least number 1 pitcher on there, and so you get into a single elimination 4-team tournament in a regional, and anything can happen.
Here's a 3-2 pitch. That one's grounded back over to Wiebe for a 3rd time. He likes hitting over to Wiebe, and Weebe's made the plate all 3 times. There's been tough plays for Wiebe to make, but he's made all 3 of them, and there's now 2 down, and that'll bring up Dalton Garbers. He's probably saying either put somebody else at second base or please let me hit the ball somewhere else, because Weebe's made all 3 plays over there, and he's 0 for 3 is Schaefer. And now bring up Dalton Garbers, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. As the first pitch to the left fielder is upstairs for ball 1. But you're right, too, with the top 8. I don't think there's any there's nobody, even the 1 seed is probably the only team that gets an advantage going in, because they don't have a first-round game. So they will not waste any pitchers at all, use any pitchers, I should say, at all in that first-round game. But I think 1 through 8, or 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5 will all be tough games, and you don't get a break by whoever finishes where, other than the fact that if you're in the top 4, you get to host that game instead of being on the road. As the 3-0 pitch coming to Dalton Garbers, He swings and misses at the green light, but he swing and miss, and it's now 3-1 here to Garbers.
Yeah, Garbers leads the team, leads the Lincoln Patriots with 3 home runs, but also has 30 strikeouts, so he's an all-or-nothing kind of hitter.
3-1 pitch. That will come in and hits Garbers, and he will take his base. Whether it was going to be ball 4 or was hit by the pitch, I don't know if Elliott Life and Lincoln Keenels is maybe he's saying something to Jaden Wiebe instead, but it looked like maybe both of them were trying to say he leaned into it in the strike zone where it should have been a call to strike. But there's a runner on first base here with the number 9 hitter, Ethan Barrett. First pitch is missed for ball 1.
Yeah, and again, a 2-out hit by pitch, almost like a 2-out walk. I mean, you hate to see that, but we'll see if Life can work his way around that free base runner.
The 1-0 pitch is missed upstairs and is now 2-0. Bear's been on base both times. He walked his first trip, had a 1-out single back in the top of the 4th. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That one's popped up, and McGuire Rasky will come in. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the top of the 6th inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. The Governors still have a 3-2 lead. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Bank West Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent with Bank West Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
Bottom of the 6th inning. It is a 3-2 lead for the Pierre Governors as Lounsbury is trying to go those 6 innings here for the Lincoln Patriots. It'll be Bennett Dean, Jakey Mayer, Jaden Wiebe, and then Elliott Life, and he might reach his base. And Life's getting to the end of his leash, and I don't know if he'll be able to come back out for the 7th inning or not, or if they will send him out for the 7th inning or not. But here in the bottom of the 6th, the Govs having 4, 5, and 6, they could add to this 3-2 lead and give themselves an opportunity, a little bit of a breathing room going to the top of the 7th.
Yeah, so it'd be nice if you're the Governors to get an insurance run or 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. I mean, you'd really like to give yourself a little breathing room going into the top of the 7th with the Patriots bringing up their leadoff number 2 and number 3 hitters in the lineup.
Here's the first pitch to Bennett Dean. That one will miss for ball 1. Dean so far the ball game is 1 for 2. He's singled back in the 2nd, struck out looking in the 3rd. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Lounsbury to Dean. That one's outside and it's now 2-0.
And for Lounsbury, again, he's been very efficient on the day, 75 pitches through 5 innings, so he's cruising right at that 15 pitch an inning level, which would get him through 105 on the day.
That one's lined into a shallow left field, but the shortstop, Houselog, was able to turn and make the catch and deny Bennett Dean a single to lead off the bottom of the 6th.
Nice play by Houselog. I mean, he kind of drifted back, thought maybe it was going to be one of those flares just over the top of him, but Houselog just at the very last second was able to kind of contort his body a little bit because he kind of turned the wrong way initially and was able to kind of come back and reach back across his body and make the play.
So the leadoff man is retired here in the bottom of the 5th, and that'll bring up Jakey Mayer. The first pitch to him is over for strike 1. Jaden Wiebe would be on deck. Mayer is 0 for 2 so far. Ground into a fielder's choice and also flew out to the center fielder. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one will bounce in. It's now 1-1. That was the opportunity for the Govs trying to take that 4-2 lead. Bergman ended up getting thrown out at home on that fly ball to center field on the double play that ended the bottom of the third inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one is missed, low and inside, and is now 2-1. Dean is warming up in the right field bullpen for the Governors. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one is over and is now 2-2. Dean pitched yesterday, but did not throw enough to have him have a day's rest. So he's available here to throw today for Pierre. And he is warming up, and we'll see if he starts the 7th inning or not. 2-2 pitch is grounded to the right side. It'll be fielded by the second baseman, Graber, the throw to first. And there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what the coaches decide. I mean, with Elliott Life sitting at 98 pitches, he has the potential to come out and at least start and potentially maybe even get through a second batter potentially before his pitch count limit would come into play. So you can kind of go both ways. I mean, as well as Elliott has pitched, you maybe want to send him out or maybe they hand it off to Bennett Dean and let him start with a clean slate.
Here is Jaden Wiebe. The first pitch to him misses low for ball 1. Wiebe is 1 for 2. He singled in the second and grounded out to the second baseman in the 4th inning. As the 1-0 pitch is on its way, and Wiebe grounds it foul down the third base line, and it's 1-1.
Wiebe's got a real nice compact swing. I mean, there's not a lot of extra movement when he loads. I mean, he's just got quick hands, and he just comes through the zone very, very well. I mean, and he's only a sophomore, so you know he's just going to get better and stronger as he gets older.
1-1 pitch. That one's grounded foul to the third base coach, Ryan Kruger. He makes the play. A little bit of a high throwback, so the grade's more of a B+ on that play. But he didn't make an error.
Pierre coaching staff's 2 for 2 today in their fielding.
Yeah.
Fielding 1,000 today.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Wiebe. And he'll poke at it, and he'll spoil the pitch over on the right field side, and it remains at 1-2. A good swing there by Wiebe. Not one that was close, where he had a swing at it, but he was able to spoil it away. 1-2 pitch. That one's taken. It's now 2-2.
Yeah, good 2-strike approach. I mean, just stay alive. I mean, if it's something that's close, but you're not able to get a good rip on it, you just want to put a bat on it. Try to stay in play.
2-2 pitch. That one's popped up in foul territory. The third baseman and Schaefer calls for it. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the 6th. So we head to the 7th. The Governors, they lead 3-2. They look to close out game number 1. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
Top of the 7th inning. Elliott Life will start on the mound. He's got 7 pitches to work with, or whenever that last batter ends after the 105 pitch count. The first pitch is taken low for ball 1 to Grant Graber. Top of the order for Lincoln, needing 1 run to tie it up. Here is the 1-0 pitch to Graber. He'll foul that one out of play, and it's now 1-1. Graber is 0 for 2 so far. He walked in his first trip. He struck out swinging in the second and then grounded to a fielder's choice in the 4th. Here comes pitch number 101. That one will bounce in and is now 2-1.
And this is a big at bat. You and I were just talking in between innings, John, that this leadoff batter in the 7th inning in a tight game is always important. You really want to get this first out on the board.
2-1 pitch. That one's fouled back. It is now 2-2. Comes up, pitch number 103 on the way. And we'll get a new baseball. As again, 105 pitches is the limit, but you can finish the batter. So if he gets to 104, I think that if he ends his batter at 104, he can pitch to that next batter. It will be the 105th or 105th pitch, and then after that, he can finish the batter. 2-2 pitch. That one's grounded to the third baseman, and that is foul down the line. And so this will be, he's got to get, if he wants to face another batter, he's got to get Graber here. Otherwise, he'll have to come out of the ball game after this this batter. Here's the 2-2 pitch again to Graber. Comes inside and is now 3-2. So this will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. And it'll be his last batter. And Bennett Dean, who is warming up in the bullpen in the bottom of the 6th inning, will most likely come in the ball game. 3-2 pitch. That one's low, and it's a leadoff walk. And Bennett Dean knows that he is going to be on the mound as well. So the leadoff man is on base. Elliott Life's day will come to an end because he threw 105 pitches in the ball game. So Bennett Dean will come in now to try and close this one out with a runner on first and nobody out. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball. Today is KCCR and today is KCCR.com.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre.
It is the top of the 7th inning. Bennett Dean now is on the mound with a runner on first and nobody out, as Dean will be looking for his save, which would be his 3rd save of the season. And the Govs, they lead 3-2, but they have 2, 3, and 4 does Dean have to work with in this top of the 7th already, again, with a runner on first base.
Yeah, and for Bennett Dean, this is his 8th appearance on the year. He has thrown 13 2/3 innings. He has started 2 games. He's 1-2 on the year, does have those 2 saves, 1.54 ERA and a whip of 0.81 on the year.
So here is Ryan Hammerstrom. He's got one of the 2 hits as the first pitch is upstairs for a ball 1. He was showing bunt, and you would expect that even though Hammerstrom's got one of 2 hits so far the day for Lincoln, that he'd be trying to move this runner over to try and get him in scoring position, as he'll pull back again, and it's now 2-0. Chase Houselog, then Peyton Hughes, then Jackson Bowe. Barring a double play, or he might rush reach his base so we can get to Nick Lounsbury again for Lincoln. 2-0 pitch, he pulls it back, and he'll take strike 1. So the count is now 2 balls and a strike, and that limits now, if he does try and bunt again, does Hammerstrom, and he's only got 1 opportunity to drop it down if he makes contact. Edmond is in at first base now. Brecken Kruger has come out of the ball game. 2-1 pitch is outside, and it's now 3-1. Elliott Life is over in right field. Edmond is at first base. He'd be due up third if we have to go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's a 3-1 pitch, showing bunt, pulling it back, and now taking strike 2. And now Hammerstrom will have to swing the bats. 3-2 count with nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Dean will come set from the stretch. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and there's a big strikeout. And Dean's fired up on the mound. There's a big first out. And that'll bring up Chase Houselog with 1 down here at the top of the 7th.
Yeah, it's a big out, not only to get that first out on the board, but also to not allow that base runner to advance and get into scoring position.
First pitch, that's a line shot. That's going to get down for a base hit. Getting it over to it is Mayer. That's a great play by Mayer. It's just a single. That's not a smart play or a good play by Mayer. It's going to cause extra bases. So the double play is still in order, and you keep that tying run at second and stow it over at third base.
Yeah, and a good effort, good route from Mayer. Kept that to a single, and actually a good decision by Graber to stay at second base, not try to push too much and try to get to third base. And so Lincoln the Patriots have 2 runners on, first and second with 1 out. This is playoff baseball. This is why you play the game, to quote Coach Steve Gray.
As the first pitch is missed for ball 1 to Peyton Hughes, who's 0 for 3 so far. 1-0 pitch. That one's fouled out of play, and it's now 1-1. Hughes struck out looking back in the first. He struck out swinging in the fifth. He reached on an error in the third inning. Only time he's been on base so far here in game number 1. First and second with 1 down here at the top of the 7th. The Governors lead 3-2. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's now 1-2. A ground ball could win you the ball game. What you're looking for is if you don't get the ground balls and a pop up in the infield fly rule is in effect.
Hughes leads this Lincoln team with RBIs with 29 on the year.
That one's popped up on the right side. That one will get out of play and remains now still at 1-2. To the number 4 hitter, the cleanup hitter, Peyton Hughes. Jackson Bowe, he is on deck. 3 hits so far here in the ball game for Lincoln. 2-3-0 for Lincoln, 3-5-2 for Pierre. 1-2 pitch. There's a ground ball. Keenels will have to charge. It only plays a first. A throw is in time. There's now 2 down. Both runners will move up to second and third. And here comes now Jackson Bowe to the plate with Lounsbury on deck. Excuse me, well, maybe we'll actually have a pinch hitter. It's going to be Charlie Mickelson. So Mickelson will be the hitter after Keenels retires. Hughes on the ground out, second and third here with 2 away.
Charlie Mickelson on the year hitting .333. He is 10 for 30 on the year. He has a triple and 8 RBIs, but it looks like the Governors will intentionally walk Mickelson to load the bases and to set up a force anywhere around. So interesting coaching decision right there. Not a bad decision, but trying to get to Lounsbury. You trade Mickelson at .333 for Lounsbury at .257, so maybe playing the percentages a little bit.
And again, the bases are now loaded, so a ground ball anywhere in the infield, you can go anywhere with it. First pitch to Lounsbury, swings and misses, and there's strike 1. Lounsbury on the day, he is 0 for 3, reached on an error back in the top of the first inning, flew out to the left fielder Mayer, and also flew out to the center fielder McGuire Rasky. Bases are loaded with 2 down here at the top of the 7th. The Governors lead 3-2. The 0-1 pitch. That one is taken for strike 2, and the Governors are a strike away from taking game 1 against Lincoln. Infield is back again. A ground ball, you can go the easiest base. Outfield is left fielder Mayer playing deep. Rasky and Life playing pretty even out there. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the Governors take game 1 of the doubleheader of the Lincoln Patriots as they strand the bases loaded on the strikeout from Benedine. He comes in, gets all 3 outs in the 7th inning, and the Governors will take a huge first game win over the Lincoln Patriots. We step aside for 2 minutes. We come back with the recap of game number 1. Big win for Pierre in game number 1. They win 3-2. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Ah, this is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. You know, I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440. 888-848-4840.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Spring is finally here, and it's time to be on the lookout for one of South Dakota's most serious noxious weeds. This invader of roadside trees, pastures, and range is leafy spurge. This noxious weed infests over 300,000 acres. It's a perennial with a distinctive yellow-green color and stems that contain a milky sap. Roots can reach over 20 feet deep. There are several control options that producers can look at, including herbicide and biological control. If you have questions about leafy spurge, contact your local county weed and pest supervisor or the South Dakota Department of Agriculture.
As we welcome you back here to High Stadium, take a breath. Pierre Governors win 3-2 in Game 1 behind 3 runs scoring in the bottom of the third inning thanks to a 2 RBI double from Andy Gordon. The other run scored on a wild pitch. After Lincoln got the first 2 runs, they scored on an error with 2 outs at the top of the first. Elliott Life retired all the outs in the first 6 innings. He walked the first man in the top of the 7th, and then Bennett Dean came in, had a strikeout, gave him a base hit, a ground out. They intentionally walked the hitter for Jackson Bowe, Charlie Mickelson, and then he struck out Lounsbury to end the ball game. And the Governors take Game 1 with a 3-2 victory, and now 19-4 in the season. And Greg, that pretty much guarantees that we'll be back here at Hyde Stadium next Saturday.
Yeah, and that's just a huge win for the Governors, not only in terms of playoff seeding, but also just in terms of momentum and confidence. I mean, they came in winning 8 in a row. Now they've won 9 in a row, and probably, that's the signature win of the year. When you beat the number 1 seed in a tight ball game, 3-2, the Governors just played fundamentally sound from the beginning of the game to the last pitch. You take those 2 errors off the board. That's really the only hiccup on the day, and this is just a big win for the Green and Gray.
Absolutely, they're now 19-4 on the year. That's we talked about needing to win 3 of 4 games. Well, you won 3 in the first 3 games that you played. So now this game turns into pretty much gravy for you at this point, and one where you want to just come out of this with being healthy, feeling good about yourself, because you'll be off for a week until next Saturday when the region tournament begins. But not time to let up at all and create any bad habits going into Game 4 this weekend.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing is what I think the Governor coaching staff needs to do now is just there's a lot of emotion in that first game. A lot of excitement and a lot of adrenaline pumping, and so now that the in-between game speech is, okay, hey, we got another 7 innings in front of us. We still got a very good ball club, that's probably smarting a little bit after that loss. They have not lost very often. They're now 21-5 on the year, and so they probably don't like losing, and so they probably got something to prove. We want to rise to the challenge right now, and I think that's the message that Steve Gray and Ryan Kruger and Dirk Campbell are delivering to the team in between games.
The Governors, the final line score for this ball game, it was for Lincoln. They had 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and they left 10 guys on base in the ball game. For Pierre, they had 3 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors, and they left 3 men on base. Good pitching performance from Lounsbury, again, allowing just those 3 runs on 5 hits. He didn't allow too many guys free passes, but when he did, the Governors took advantage of it. Brecken Kruger walked to open up the 3rd inning at the number 9 spot, and then a base hit by pitch, another free pass there being a hit by pitch of McGuire Rasky, and Andy Gordon made him pay with a 2 RBI double, which tied the game at that point, and then ended up turning into a 3-2 lead for Pierre, and that's all the scoring that we had in that first game, but a big win for the Pierre Governors nonetheless.
Yeah, and so, the Governors have checked the box on all the goals that they've set themselves up for the weekend, other than this last one, and that's sweep both Sioux Falls, Washington, and Sioux Falls, Lincoln, and so they've checked the box 3 different times. They just need to fill in that last one, and that will get them to 20 wins on the year, and I think they would become only the second Governor high school baseball team to get to that 20-win plateau. And I think coming into this season, I think, we talked about it at different times this year. This team graduated a lot of seniors, graduated a lot of experience, and there was some question marks about, how are you going to fill all of those holes? Well, you look at 19-4 right now. They've filled the holes.
Absolutely, and they will be looking for that 20th win coming up here in just a little bit. We will step aside after a 3-minute break. We'll come back and we'll hear from News Director Zach Nelson. He'll have his weekend news on the way, and we'll be back a little bit before first pitch of game number 2 between the Pierre Governors and the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots. If you're watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports, we will end this video and we'll come back with a new video of the new broadcast on game 2 coming up here in a little while before first pitch of that second game. So the Governors win game number 1. They win 3-2 over the Lincoln Patriots. We step aside for 3 minutes, come back with News Director Zach Nelson and has a check of the KCCR weekend news. You're listening to Pierre Governors.